Dana Newsberger here. Do you know who one of the most powerful preachers against complacency and refusing to care for the poor was? One of the most fiery preachers in church history against refusing to give alms and care about the poor. St. John Chrysostom. And the office of the readings is beautiful because it puts together so many of the patristic authors, and in the common for those who worked for the underprivileged, we actually have a really stirring homily by St. John Chrysostom on that. So I just wanted to share that, the readings from the common for those who worked for the underprivileged in view of tomorrow's solemnity. So the first reading is taken from the scriptures written by the Apostle Paul, 1 Corinthians. Set your hearts on the greater gifts. Now I will show you the way which surpasses all the others. If I speak with human tongues, and angelic as well, but do not have love, I am a noisy gong, a clanging cymbal. If I have the gift of prophecy, and with full knowledge comprehend all mysteries, if I have great faith, enough to move mountains, but have not love, I am nothing. If I give everything I have to feed the poor, and hand over my body to be burned, but have not love, I gain nothing. Love is patient, love is kind, love is not jealous, it does not put on airs, it is not snobbish. Love is never rude, it is not self-seeking, it is not prone to anger, neither does it brood over injuries. Love does not rejoice in what is wrong, but rejoices with the truth. There is no limit to love's forbearance, to its trust, its hope, its power to endure. Love never fails. Prophecies will cease. Tongues will be silent. Knowledge will pass away. Our knowledge is imperfect, and our prophesying is imperfect. When the perfect comes, the imperfect will pass away. When I was a child, I used to talk like a child, think like a child, reason like a child. When I became a man, I put childish ways aside. Now we see indistinctly, as in a mirror. Then we shall see face to face. My knowledge is imperfect now. Then I shall know even as I am known. There are in the end 3 things that last: faith, hope, and love, and the greatest of these is love. Second reading from a homily on the letter to the Romans by St. John Chrysostom. God gave us his own Son, but you will not even share your bread with him who was given us and put to death for your sake. On account of you, the Father did not spare him who was indeed his Son. You disregard him when he is wasting away with starvation, even though you would be spending on him what is really his, spending it, moreover, for your own good. What can be worse than such injustice? He was given up for you, put to death for you, went about hungry for you. You would be giving only what is his, giving moreover for your own benefit. Even so, you refuse to give. What stone could be more insensitive than such men? For despite so many inducements, they persist in this satanic cold-heartedness. He was not satisfied only to endure death on a cross. He chose to become poor and homeless, a beggar and naked, to be thrown into prison and suffer sickness, so that in this way, too, he might invite you to join him. If you will make no return to me for having suffered for you, at least have pity on my poverty. If not that, be moved at least by my sickness and imprisonment. If none of these elicit your compassion, at least grant me this, because it is so small a request. I want nothing expensive, just a little bread, shelter, a few kind words. If all this leaves you unmoved, at least improve your conduct for the kingdom of heaven's sake, for all the rewards I have promised. Or is this, too, of no account in your eyes? Well, at least out of natural pity, you might feel upset when you see me naked. And remember how I was naked on the cross, when I suffered for your sake. Or if not this, then recall the poverty and nakedness I endure today in the poor. Once I was in fetters for you. I am still in fetters for you, so that whether by those earlier bonds or by these present ones, you might be moved to show some feeling for me. I fasted for you, and I go hungry again. Still, for your sake, I thirsted as I hung upon the cross, and I am thirsty again in the poor of today. In one way or another, I would draw you to myself for your soul's sake. I would have you compassionate. You are bound to me by innumerable favors, and now I ask you to make some return. Not that I demand it as my due. I reward you as though you were acting out of generosity. For your trifling gestures, I am giving you a kingdom. I do not say, put an end to my poverty, or make over to me your wealth, although it was for you that I became poor. All I ask for is a little bread, clothing, and a little comfort in my hunger. If I am in prison, I do not ask you to set me free of my chains and release me. All I ask is that for my sake, you should visit someone in prison. This will be favor enough. In return, I bestow upon you heaven. I released from you the heaviest chains. I released you from the heaviest chains. It will be enough for me if you visit me in prison. I could, of course, reward you without any of this, but I want to be in your debt, so that along with your reward, you may have confidence in yourself. Close quote. Thank you very much. Dana Newsberger signing off.